this morning properly. I had to go and hit the live stream button myself for it to go live. Oh, let's see, are we going live?
Well, it says
Yes.
you're live.
Okay, live now. Yeah, with the restream this morning, or high noon, it was saying sending data. Meanwhile, it had already sent the data to DLive and Twitch, but it wasn't sending it to YouTube for some reason. So that was weird. So YouTube had a delay of like 15 minutes getting started because I didn't realize it until somebody said, the feed isn't going to YouTube. I'm like, what? And hello, Timothy, how are you? Timothy says that cringy but awesome intro. Actually, wait till I get the one for After Dark. I want to do. I'm not sure whether I should do one image or multiple images for that. Okay, so if everybody can hit the like button and share this out. Hey, Bullet, how are you? So I'm going to share this out right now myself. And I have no idea what I'm doing. Exactly, so. Not sure whether that helps or not. Let's copy. I'm good, Rick. How are you doing? I'm good.
Yeah, you know what you need, Rick? You need a loading screen like I got.
Yeah. I think I had one. A lot of this stuff, for the morning show, I just do during the intro, share out quickly, I need it so, I can show going live and da-da-da-da-da. I used to, for a while there, I was doing that before things. I gotta get things really set back up. I might switch over from OBS to Streamlabs. I think it's Labs.
Oh, the Streamlabs OBS?
Yeah. Because I have a little bit more stuff for putting frames and all that sort of stuff. Making things, up the quality here. Oh, you need like an air raid siren and sound effects. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's put that in the chat in thing. So, yeah, we had an interesting morning on, what's the name of it? High noon or afternoon. Evan was complaining about the fact that he was not in. There's a bullet in my cross comics and there's an eagle, so he got me to sort of put an eagle in, an Evan in cross comics, a mummy. So we now actually have an Evan and the ghouls, a monster squad, if you will. A bit of the Universal Monsters plus. So.
That explains that image in the Discord.
So yeah, let me. That's somebody's drawing for the coloring book. Yeah, so there's. So, yeah, there's Evan Mummy. We started out. I was figuring out who would be on the team, and Evan was
that
upset.
actually looked better than most of your drawings, Rick. Maybe you should just stick to drawing like sick and decrepit monsters and stuff like that.
But I took a lot of time with that. That was 2 or 3 hour drawing plus whatever. Why is there TV in the background? because my mom's watching TV in the other room. Mother! Shut that down! Let's shut it. Mom, turn that down, please! Oh, wow, a diss and a compliment. So, yeah, I figure out who was going to be on it. And then here is the team, basically. You got Evan as the mummy.
What did you say?
I was saying, could you turn that down?
I thought so. That's why I turned it down before.
Ah,
I actually...
came in and talked. And I've done that before anyway, Timmy, so that's no big deal. Me telling my mom to shut up. Timothy's hosting now. Oh, damn it, Linda. So we got the werewolf, which is actually a character.
Oh, yeah, we've heard you say worse things to your mom.
It's just how we get along. But we have the werewolf here, which is actually a character I have in my universe at the moment, Wolfang. He's going to actually appear in the first year. He's not a real werewolf, but he's the wolf boy, the guy that's stricken with, hair growing all over his body, so he becomes a sideshow at a circus or whatever. We're going to have the invisible person, whether it be guy or girl.
So he doesn't suffer from lycanthropy.
Oh, what's that? Oh, werewolf?
Lycanthropy means you turn into a lichen.
Yeah. No, Wolf Fang. F-A-N-G. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether it's going to be invisible guy or girl yet. So you just see his hands and boots and thing. And I just did that so you'd actually see something.
It should be like an invisible monkey.
And then, we've got a ghost, a mad scientist, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, a vampire, a golem, a demon, and then somebody was saying the creature from the Black Lagoon, but we're going to gender swap it into a woman, female. So that's going to be Evan and the Ghouls. Or some other name that was made up on the fly. So I started drawing up this sort of poster.
Timothy says, please. It's the creature from the African American Lagoon.
Yeah. Let's see. So you saw this a few minutes ago.
Well, I mean, maybe it's the creature from the Pink Lagoon.
Yeah, besides.
Well, worse. It could be the creature from the Red Lagoon because it's that time of month.
I don't need any more, Dave. It's still half full. Dave filling up my pop that he bought. Not that he needed to. So, yeah, that's something that went on this afternoon. Creating more characters that I don't necessarily need.
Or know anything about.
Yeah. Well, at least Wolfang. And the demon, I already had a name for a demon that I thought would go good. Damnation, so... But it's still a character I don't know anything about or whatever. And I know nothing about my Evan mummy. Let me see. Can I put that
Well, I can guarantee that your Evan mummy is going to ask way too many questions, but they will be good questions.
Yeah.
And he's constantly going to be challenging everybody else to things he's not going to follow through.
Yeah. However, these little bracelets or whatever you want to call it, put on the upper arm. I did put the Egyptian symbol for water, air, fire, wind. So, maybe through those he has the power of those elements or something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's constantly asking about Billy too, and nobody knows who Billy is.
Yeah. But yeah, Tim is saying you should surely redesign your website and have profiles to characters that have already appeared in your comics. Well, believe it or not, Timothy, I used to have a lot of characters that aren't even appearing in the first year and a half on there, and I took those off, and I decided just to stick with the characters that I sort of have mapped out at this point that will appear. And even in going over the way I am now, like some of them had group. It says group affiliation, and I've actually taken off a group affiliation that I know that they're going to be in later on, as to not cause any confusion. The only two sets of heroes that I've left on with group affiliation are my Holy Warriors, which are my main 7 characters, and the Secret Warriors, which are going to be instrumental in the formation of the Holy Warriors. So, now with all that said and done, I have no idea what I'm going to do. Anybody got any idea? What they want to see done tonight or whatever.
What do we want to see done? We want to see somebody that's going to show up soon. I thought we talked about this, Rick. Who have you not drawn recently that's showing up soon? I know you did a Canadian Shield not too long ago.
Yeah.
Let's rotate around.
Oh, I did Toxico.
You did Toxico, yeah.
Next week I was going to be doing Snowdrift.
Okay. Well, why are you doing Snowdrift next week?
Because, she's technically the third major character.
No, I know. I'm just like, why next week and not now?
Well, I showcase my character. Well, it was on Mondays. Then Monday got to thing. Then, so I've been showcasing on Tuesday, trying to showcase on Tuesday a character for the week.
Okay, well, here's an idea. Instead of showcasing a whole character, why not just take one of your, starter characters, the ones we're seeing soon, and try drawing just a bust, right? From like the pectorals up, and try to fill as much as the page as possible. It's a good practice.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll just grab a smaller piece of paper.
If you're practicing doing a bust, you don't need to use like one of your big good sheets or anything like that.
Well, guess what? This is all junk paper. This was junk paper too, but it's not my good paper. But it's still a good image, I would say. But so.
Oh yeah, that's good size right there.
So I'm just gonna use like an 8.5 by 11. Drifting Tokyo Drift style. It says nothing. Bullet says draw Snowdrift. So you can introduce a serious idea. You should do some short stories at the end of a comic. Make it a flip book so you can introduce new characters.
A funny thing, Timothy, yeah. I've actually been trying to convince Rick to do more shorts to introduce characters into his world.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that quite a bit, haven't we, Rick?
Yeah. Well, I know I have sort of thought about doing a Toxico Ashcan or maybe an 8-page story at the back. But for the next campaign. But for me to do that, I think that's going to be like a stretch goal. Add that on, like an 8-page story or whatever. 8 or 10-page story. Telling his backstory. I know. Actually, that's probably something I could probably include in a comic too. Is do up a really good version of the profile for the back. I'm thinking of doing a letters page too for the Canadian Shield because there's been a couple people ask questions, so you know, I was thinking maybe putting that in. I don't know if like I got a couple extra pages to work with. Like I could probably do the profile page, the front cover of thing. Look, Timothy said Liefeld used to do that during the early days of Image. It's a smart idea. Or what? Doing a flip book to make short stories at the end of the comics stuff. Yeah, well, I even thought of doing that with Canadian Shield #1. Actually, doing the Toxico thing at the end too to make it up to 32 pages. Okay, I forget what a flip book is. Well, or what I'm thinking as a flip book is just something where you just go and you see a bunch of images go by quickly. What? Maybe I'm.
Oh, you know what? That actually gave me an interesting idea. It would be really hard to pull off. Like you would need some genius level editing skill to even and planning skill to get this done. But could you imagine like a graphic novel where the coloring on every page was done in such a way that if you were to flip through the whole book, you would actually see an animation like blur by?
Yeah, that'd be neat. People used to do that, the little animation things, in the corner of a comic book or whatever. And they go. Timothy says a comic.
Oh, okay. I know what he's talking about. Yeah. Kind of like here is a very interesting one in practice, so it's not original. People have done stuff like this before, and also the book that they made was horrible, but the idea was good. Where it was a Spider-Man book on one side, and it was a Kamala Khan Ms. Marvel book on the other, and for some reason they had like switched bodies, and the book was cut in half on each page. So if you read it one way, the top half was the Spider-Man story, and if you turned it around and read from the other side, then the top half became the Ms. Marvel story.
Yeah. Cool.
Good idea. Horribly written book.
Let's see. Timothy says comic books going one way, then you flip it around and there's a comic going the other way. Okay, so they meet about halfway in the middle. I guess that is what you mean. Yeah, I think I've seen that. And he said that would be trippy to your color thing, the animation.
It would be trippy. It would also be really, really hard to pull off.
Okay, I'm doing even less than a bus shot. I'm doing a headshot.
I mean, a headshot's fine too.
Yeah.
Just focus on the expression basically, and not just the whole body.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know when Evan and his band of merry ghouls will appear. What? Well, then again, they could appear individually over a course of time, and then.
Yeah, Bullet. I agree. Even if just the bottom right panel of each page lined up to be an animation, that would be cool too. Or you know what I really used to like? Talk about something that's kind of more than a comic book. It was an activity book, but the main story was always in comics. Was Captain Underpants, and they had the Flipperama where you'd have like these 2 pages and an image on it, and you flipped it back and forth. And between flipping the page back and forth, you kind of got like an animation, like a slap or something like that.
I know this is off already. It's good form, but I'm not sure what. To me, it seemed off. For Snowdrift, I don't know why.
Oh, Timothy wonders if they can put Captain Underpants in real-world situations. I mean, I'm sure you could. Why would you want to see him in real-world situations? Unless maybe like you were making fun of it in Robot Chicken style, maybe. I don't know. I just kind of like Captain Underpants for the way he is. It's actually a fun read, even as an adult.
Timothy says, "Can you imagine how useless he would be?" Hey, Trusty, how are you? It's not bad, but I don't know. Doesn't seem Snowdrift. I'm not sure what's wrong, but for it not to seem Snowdrift, I'm not sure how well anybody can make it out either. It looks like it. People can make it out.
Dillard's asking, "Yo, what you drawing?"
Supposed to be doing a headshot of Snowdrift, but just to do whatever. Not doing much tonight. Not at the moment, anyways. Was talking earlier about craziness that happened on High Noon. He says, tired, finally heading home. He looks great. Yeah, but it doesn't seem like Snowdrift to me for some reason. I don't know.
John wants to know what happened at High Noon.
Well, Evan was there, well, in the chat, and he said, you have an eagle and you have a bullet, but you don't have an Evan, you don't have like a mummy or whatever. You don't have to character named after me. And of course, I had created my bullet character and my ego character before I knew any of you guys. Maybe colored her hair blue. Yeah, that might work. Um, so that got me a little bit off course, and I ended up designing. Let's see. Before I show it all off, I ended up creating sort of a monster squad. I started drawing Evan as a mummy digitally. That wasn't working. But then I decided to make. I was talking about making him a villain, and he was not sure about that at first. And we developed a whole like squad for Evan, like Universal Monsters. So we have Evan, the mummy, with a werewolf type character, invisible person, a ghost, a mad scientist, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, a vampire, a golem, a demon, and a creature from the Black Lagoon type character, but made as a woman.
Yeah, Mallet says it was an uncharacteristically fun stream.
So I started drawing up a mummy for it. Let me grab that and show that off on screen as well. Better. Well, that doesn't sound like it warrants the term crazy. Well, Raggedy says invisible person, help PC. I just say invisible person because I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to make it invisible man, invisible woman for the team.
Oh, no, that'd be great. Wait, no. Make that one character mockingly PC. Like, they refer to themselves as they, and clearly there is a sex because everybody's born with that, but they're coy about it and nobody ever gets to know whether it's a guy or a girl.
Well, I guess you could have one of those voices like me. I'm a guy, but a lot of times I sound feminine. And he says, it doesn't sound, John says, that doesn't sound like it warrants the term craziness. I'd say just say you had to be there. It was a bit crazy. Although Raggedy says it doesn't, John. I was there. It was par for the course. Metal says, this is better than Rick's stupid Metal Saga.
The stupid Metal Saga that Mallet was the one that commissioned and basically controlled where it went.
Actually, no, he didn't control it. That's the problem. There were so many people controlling it.
Oh yeah, it was like Evan was involved. Like everybody was trying to get their hands in there.
It's when they commissioned their part, it changed courses so many times. It's still not even finished, technically. Although I've gotten the sketch cards on hold. Right? Because I need to go buy some. And because I need to make sure I have enough to keep fulfilling my one Patreon supporter who gets a sketch card every month. Timothy says too many cooks in the kitchen. Yeah, but that might have been what was making it a little bit fun. I don't know. Mallet says Christmas is cooking. Rick, I was wondering what your commission rates are now. I wouldn't say they've gone up. We can talk. Although I am, you're coming by. John, are you going to come by Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time? I'm going to try and do an auction on the channel. See if anybody wants to.
Oh, hey, Evan showed up temporarily.
Yeah.
He says, tell you that Evan is a moon god, and to tell you the difference between Thoth, who is the god of knowledge and language, and both, which I'm assuming is just the word meaning two things and equal.
Timothy says, oh, hey, ho. And if you're still here, Evan, I showed off your mummy. Your mumminess. I'm always calling him Ho. Oh, who are you always calling Ho? Best Saga was the best saga since Mullet.
Yeah, Thoth is actually one of those gods' names that I pronounced wrong for the longest time because usually, especially with Egyptian and Semitic languages, if you see an O, it always makes the O sound. So it should be Thoth. But it's a bad translation word that has become written like that for so long. And there's actually an accent in the original Semitic that makes it Thoth, and nobody translates it properly.
Thoth. I wouldn't have thought that. No. Oh, nobody can see what I'm drawing. Jeez.
Oh, Mallet doesn't like learning things. We'll sit back as we get into a 3-hour conversation on the pronunciation of old Semitic god names and where the words came from.
The words came from their lips.
Well, technically all words came from Thoth. He's the god of language.
Yeah, okay. He thought of it first. You see, Mallet doesn't like the. Oh, Timothy says. Mallet says, oh God, Metal, stop. Timothy says, Mallet does not like learning things. Can't you see you're upsetting him? Oh boy. See, it's not the fact that it's learning things, Timothy. I think it's the fact that it gives me puns. Timothy's Thoth was a nerd. All the other guys used to shove him into his locker.
That's actually not too far from the truth. Specifically, there were certain gods that did pick on him.
Okay, so it's alright. Still doesn't.
I don't think there was a locker involved in this at all, though. It's not like the Egyptian gods were in a high school, though that would be a pretty funny story if somebody just, like, rewrote Egyptian mythology through the experience of high schoolers.
Would that make... Well, wrong. Mythology.
Diller, he's like, wait, that's what you're drawing? I guess I was looking at an image of my own drawing, and I was getting emotional.
See, I knew it sucked. I don't need anybody to tell me otherwise.
Well, you know what they say, practice makes pudding.
You want to come on and show off your version, John? Sweet Valley King High. Wow, his ego
That actually would not be a bad name for it. Because the Valley of the Kings, that's part of the Egyptian cosmology.
Yeah. Wow, his ego is so large to be. It's too large to be seen from space. Do you mean it's large enough to be seen from space?
I mean, it would kind of be like My Hero Academia in a way, which is basically just Greek mythology seen through the perspective of high schoolers and superheroes.
Time to start over. Good thing this is paper that can be wasted. Okay, this might be more of that head shot or torso shot that you were talking about. No, I can't be bothered to come on, says John. He is he is too weepy from looking at his art, apparently. This is giving me a more smoother feel, not completely. I'm eating dinner and fighting with my wife. Uh-oh, there goes the peanut butter jar. He says I'm very busy. And watch out for the peanut butter. Ain't going. He says Timothy. She really needs to learn how to eat. John, duck! The peanut butter's coming! Uh, uh, John, send me steaks, says Marsupial. Dylan says she's lost her appetite twice now, and I'm just watching her Piper and eating.
No, he says she's lost her appetite twice now, and I'm just here watching Piper and eating.
Oh, somebody made sense. Is that good? Don't throw where he is to where he's going to be. Lost her appetite from watching you eat, says Marsupial. It's probably, and I'm probably going to get a metaphorical peanut butter jar thrown at me if he hears me. But it's probably the whole pregnancy thing making her losing her appetite. You know, seeing something or whatever that normally wouldn't necessarily gross her out, but now is. Eat with your mouth closed, George, says Marsupial. She needs to learn how to pump fake. Yeah, tell yourself that, Rick. Tell myself what? What do I need to tell myself? No, she is so disgusted by the lack of emotion that apparently her appetite is gone. Okay. Your lack of emotion, that it's not your stream. That's not music. Oh. Okay, sure, that can be it, I guess.
Well, John, doesn't you know that you're a man and you're not supposed to show emotion?
Apparently, I'm supposed to stop eating and fight. What are you supposed to fight about? There's the question. Are you supposed to fight about not fighting? Funny, my girlfriend has no emotions either, but then again, neither do I. So it's a perfect fit. Oh, I'm sure you both have emotions, you just don't express them. I know, right? And I'm super hungry, and Rick is on one of my options. Your option is to come on, go to the shed, leave her to stew, and get any angrier. So you read it tonight when you go to bed, and have fun right now, and come on here and show off your great drawing of Snowdrift. Violet says, my wife didn't bother me with any of her Cheerio problems before, during, or after her 4 pregnancies. Violet Timothy says, whatever you do, John, just don't say anything that she will use against you later. Well, that would require John not talking at all. Because she would use anything he says somehow, some way. That's bad. Bullet says, Rick, this is coming from a guy who accidentally shot. Pretty sure he just couldn't read the room. Who got accidentally shot? What? You saying Dillard got accidentally shot?
I know Marsupial was shot. That might be who he's talking about. His girlfriend shot him.
Accidentally. Trust me, they don't forget ever. Well, that's my point, Timothy. Anything he says will be used against him. Literally, anything. I'm sorry, Mrs. Dillard. I did laugh out loud. Says Marsupial. By accident left out. Accidentally. She's still my favorite, says. George says, doesn't matter what I say, Rick. Whatever I choose to say is law. Dillard is Judge Dredd. He is law. Sure it is, John says Timothy. Sure it is. This one's looking a little better. What do you think so far? Marsupial? Well, not Marsupial. Jeez. There's a first for me. Metal?
Yeah, confusing mallet, metal, and model. That makes sense. Marsupials, that's kind of a different word there. It's definitely much better than the last picture you drew.
I thought he was more like Judge Dud, said Timothy. I don't know how you white people do things, but this ain't an SJW Twitter, and that's not how the real world works. Oh, so you don't work by the law and the rule that happy wife, happy life, John? Like most guys out there do?
Well, mostly because that's not even true.
What? Happy wife, happy life?
Yeah, every person that's ever told me that has been miserable.
Yeah, because they don't stand up for what they believe. Or whatever they believe in, you know? And they just get themselves all trumped over. It would have to be something, I can't see myself giving in very easily. Unless it, was something trivial. But is anything really trivial when it comes to disagreements? Well, it says just call him Brandon. Bigger boobs. Says Marsupial. As always. Mallet says, I mean, my wife got mad at me once because I used the money I stole from her to buy her a present. Hello, Skywalker. How are you? Thanks for stopping by. Oh, what do you single people know? I don't know. What do we know? Everything that we're learning about relationships for whenever we get a relationship. But, it's all theoretical, I guess, not practical. Nothing. They know nothing, says Timothy. And we're watching you married people and learning from your mistakes and your stuff that's not mistakes too.
Well, humans are complicated. You're never going to be able to learn from somebody else's mistakes in that regard. You're just going to have to make your own set of mistakes when the time comes.
Probably pretty true, I'd say.
Now, with simple things, you could totally learn from somebody else's mistakes. Like, not being drunk while operating a forklift. That's a pretty good mistake to learn from.
Are you speaking about anybody in particular? When you say that. Timothy says we're all messed up in our own special way. Are you going to say something?
Oh, with particular, I was just saying I have a very alcoholic family.
Oh, okay. Marsupial says, all I know is never, ever, ever say anything critical of her behavior. Don't even use the word behavior in front of her, ever. Closest I've ever been to being punched. And he does a laughing face. And then Dylan says, let me break it down for you guys like this. My wife was upset one Christmas because her brother's wife got a more expensive Burberry purse than I got her. Now she carries a wallet on a chain. Timothy says, let me guess, she was comparing you to someone else. My dad's side is the same way, Metal. Well, that's not too bad. Except for, I think the thing that turned out the worst there was the cross. Getting it shaped right on her bosom and all that, and bringing it down. if she wants something. Mallet says, "I've been married 24 years. I only bought 24 years. I only bought her presents until our firstborn. If she wants something, she buys it. But the kids sure buy her some nice stuff. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge." Dylan says, "I don't allow or accept disgusting behavior or jealousy or any grievous unchristian behavior." Yeah. No ungrievous Christian behavior, eh, John? I think the other thing that I'm messing up on is shoulders, too. Marsupial says, "I don't allow any Christian behavior." Well, I guess that's why you got shot, Marsupial. Accidentally.
I don't know what being shot has anything to do with Christian or unchristian behavior.
Well, I don't think. I could be wrong. Maybe it could be argued some way that I can't think of off the top of my head easily. Shooting your wife? I'm not sure whether you could consider that Christian behavior. Or shooting your significant other. Maybe I shouldn't say wife. In this case, it'd be boyfriend.
Well, you know what they say. If your right hand offends you.
Whatever doesn't kill me makes my titanium leg stronger, says thing. Marsupial. Dylan says, "No, Rick, I'm actually very strict when it comes to allowing dysfunction in my family. I came from a very weird home. I'm choosing not to live my life that way." Well, that's good. Timothy goes laugh out loud. Mallet says, if you were stalking someone, being shot would be okay. Thank God my right hand has never offended me, says Timothy. Yeah, well, somebody stalking is different than boyfriend girlfriend. Actual boyfriend girlfriend. Not some boy that's stalking a girl thinking he's
Based on how stalking works, you could in fact stalk your significant other.
Yeah.
That is possible. You could be dating someone and still be a creep. People have had to have restraining orders on people they've been dating.
Yeah, true.
Kind of stops them from dating after that point, but, during the whole process.
Yeah, well, she's supposed to be somewhat strong, Timothy. Although, yeah, you're right. I probably did do that a little bit bigger than what I probably should have. The arm. Then again, maybe the perspective? I don't know. Maybe I tried to justify the bigness of the arm. Uh, it's not shocking if she consents to me looking in her window from across the street. It says
Hey man, she might be into it. I'm not going to judge. Which I'm sure she would. She totally would if she knew. See, that was the turn I was hoping for.
Hey, Eagle, how are you? Eagle is here. Oh yeah, did I never told you and John. Eagle wants to now make our radio play a competition. What do you think of that, Dillard? Do you want to make our radio play a competition?
It sounds like Eagle, a crew battle to me.
With Eagle and whomever he gets, and we shall get other people to get on our side. Then again,
Snap. If we do that, we got to go and claim Evan to be our narrator before Eagle can.
Well, I was talking to, again, there's something I was talking to Evan about this morning too, or this afternoon. On thing. There's a new concept, says Timothy. Consensual stalking. Marsupio says the Shadow is a de facto stalker.
No, he's not. He has agents that do the stalking for him.
So what's everybody think of? Well, a little bit more than a bust shot for Snowdrift. I like it better than he stalks by proxy, says Timothy. So we have that one, which is crap. And then we have that one, slightly better. Although I think I probably should have brought this back a little bit further. Eagle Wrench says Eagle wants to use his wrench. No, you're not using your wrench on Timothy.
Oh, I think he's calling your picture a little manly there.
She might seem a little bit. Seems like she might be a little post-op.
Yeah, it means post-operation, like transitioning.
Oh yeah. Well, at least it's better than that. I'll admit that it's not 100% on the money.
Well, Rick, this is why I'm trying to get you to draw these type of pictures, though.
Yeah.
We need to get you better at it.
And like I said, the first one didn't seem snowdrifty. I think he wants me to use it on me. Make sure to duck and dodge my Rick improvement streams.
You gotta know the 5 Ds of dodgeball. You gotta dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
Even that. It's closer. I should bring up a picture of my Snowdrift. I should know what she looks like easily offhand, but I don't know the costume. I'm just not sure whether I did draw. I'm not sure whether I've ever drawn a definitive look in the face. If you can duck a wrench, you can duck a ball, says Timothy.
Well, to be fair, Rick, usually you draw your character's full body, and so small that it's hard to actually form a definitive look in the face. That's why you need to do more of these like portrait shots and stuff.
Yeah.
And no, Timothy, it was dodge. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. And there's also, if you can dodge a car, you can dodge a ball. Yeah, I love dodgeball. It's a true underdog story.
So tight. I think the thing too is I want to try and capture a little bit of that the way that he did Nancy John, because you're gonna might see you should be able to sort of see it in there. Although she doesn't have the short hair or the thing that Nancy had in her hair, like Gwen Stacy. And Timothy,
yeah, but I mean, facially it should be identical, right?
Yeah. But, you take that out and you switch the hair, and it can sometimes be enough to throw somebody off, especially if you put a blue wig on. But that's, again.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, what's her face? I always see this picture of Zoe Deschanel, and there's like a picture of her all primped up with her hair dyed blonde, swept back, and no glasses, compared to her like normal look with the glasses and the bangs and everything. And people like, the fact that I couldn't tell that both were Zoe Deschanel is proof that people wouldn't be able to tell the difference between Superman and Clark Kent, or that they were the same person.
Yeah. Yeah, because you also change manner, Clark changes mannerisms between the two characters, or the two personas, or however you want to say it.
Yeah. Well, and there's like, talk about mannerisms, right? There's a lot of difference in their total physicality. So Superman appears slightly taller than Clark because Clark slouches. He doesn't carry his shoulder back. He slumps them forward. They look like they're not as broad because of that. He does a lot of things to his entire posture that makes him seem like a different person.
Yeah. That's what she did too. Maybe bring up Nancy. What picture of Nancy he did?
Yeah, Timothy says she was good in that one Jim Carrey movie, Yes Man. Yes Man was okay. I think Zoe Deschanel's good in like every movie. It's just so much that the movie may not be that good. But I especially like her in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I can watch that movie all the time. And Elf. She was really good in Elf.
Oh, Elf. ELF. When you said Elf, at first I was thinking the TV series.
Oh, you're thinking of Alf, not Elf. Yeah. Very, very similar names.
I like that miniseries on the Sci-Fi Channel. What miniseries? If you're talking Alf, that wasn't a miniseries. That was the TV
I think he's talking
sitcom.
about Tin Man, where she was Dorothy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a good thing. I saw that.
Yeah, I like Tin Man. I think it was harmed by the fact that it was a miniseries too, because there were certain parts of it that felt rushed and that it didn't wrap up the story properly.
Yeah.
But at least it did conclude.
Yeah.
Unlike some longer shows that, even if they took the pacing right, you're scared that it may never actually come to its conclusion.
Although, did they do a sequel to that? A sequel miniseries or something? Or series?
I don't remember.
And I know it wouldn't have been called Tin Man 2, but I remember something. Or maybe it was just something Wizard of Ozzy that didn't involve it or not. I am not sure. I forget.
What's really funny is just how like all our depictions of the Wizard of Oz has become just because of older movies and adults having to like portray kids and stuff. Because in the book, Dorothy's like 10 years old.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah, and did you know the lion was not a humanoid, but an actual lion?
Well, yeah, I could see that. That makes sense to me. But the fact that Dorothy, is in the book 10 and not,
Yeah, that's why
like 18.
Return to Oz. Yeah, the Return to Oz was such a weird one for people because before that, most people didn't even read the books, right? So they saw the old Judy Garland movie, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, why is the Dorothy in this follow-up movie younger than the Dorothy in the original movie? When Return to Oz was actually a closer follow-up to the stories in the book than anything else. He says, what about the Tin Man and the Scarecrow? They're mostly the same. They're actually the reasons why they're looking for the part that they're looking for specifically are fleshed out more. Because the Scarecrow in the book is effectively like a newborn child. Right? He was just put together like earlier that day before she met him.
Oh, okay. I think.
And the Tin Man actually used to be a human. Right? And he was basically being put back together, and he had lost his wife, so like that's like the important part. Like when he was being put back together, he was never given a heart.
Well, that part I didn't know, that he was just made earlier that day for the Scarecrow.
Yeah, the movie, which was also based off of a musical, that's basically the same, right? Had to really cut things down for time.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's why Tin Man miniseries, it goes more into the Tin Man's origins, about him being human and all that, which I did not. Again, with the thing, I'm not sure whether I thought of, but then again, I never read the book or whatever, so.
There were a lot of midgets hanging around.
Yeah, well, those were the small people.
Yeah, the actors who played the Munchkins.
Yeah. Hey, Arlene, how are you? Okay, this is not Snowdrift either, but I like my face a little better. I think I put the eyes too high. Just mean I put the hair higher, right?
He says, tell me you get the joke. In the busy conversation, I probably let it slip right by me, honestly.
Mount does an elbow cough.
Oh, okay. He was dark humor. He was talking about. Yeah, there are a lot of things happen with the midgets, but yet one of the actors who played a Munchkin hung himself during filming. There's also a lot of drugs that was going on with a lot of the midget actors and stuff. And honestly, it was like the largest gathering of midgets that had ever happened up to that point in time. Because I think a lot of them, prior to that, ended up in like freak shows and stuff like that, because circuses were still a big thing. Yeah, a lot of sex parties and stuff. It's very weird. But the filming industry has always been very weird, even when it used to be a lot more conservatively ran. It's just how entertainment is.
Not when Ronald Reagan was there. Nicer eyes, sir. Thank you. I
No,
tried
the
to.
film industry was still weird when Ronald Reagan was there. It was just weird in different ways than it is now.
Tried to copy what John was doing with the eyes there. It looks more elfy in here.
Your nose should be lower by a little bit.
Oh, well, I think that's a little bit too late.
Yeah. I was mostly looking at chat, and I know you're inking now, but that's just something to note for the future.
Normally you get things better, I think, at least that way.
Mal says, have you ever Googled how to draw eyes?
No, I don't think I have.
Well, Rick, you do happen to have some resources that do help you draw caricatures and eyes and such like that.
Yeah. Like, if I were to draw an eye by itself, I think I don't do a half bad job. Probably a pretty good job, but I think when I go to draw on a face, that's
Well, you know what you could do to stop you from tripping up, right?
practice.
Well, yes, practicing too, but just find the spots where things go.
Yeah.
And then use another piece of paper to cover up the rest of the drawing while you're drawing just the eye by itself.
Yeah. Like, I know there's more to do on that, but it's not the best. I think this one's still better, but I'm trying to come up, I guess, with a different rule. I think. And this is just quick off the cuff, too, not taking a lot of time. How many eyes? 5. Bullet. Rick uses the circles and lines artists do. I know, the head is thing. Halfway is the eyes. Another halfway between that is the bottom of the nose. Another halfway there is the middle of the lips. Then halfway is the chin. Why don't I use that? I'm trying to eye it for like. I did not mean the pun there, but. Well, that was strange. What was strange? If they run, you run and chase after them. You become a great artist in no time. I that's sometimes it works good, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I actually don't like the where the method where everything fits inside the circle, which is not even how I was taught to draw heads.
Everything fits.
Um,
Oh, not sure what you mean by
I
everything.
use the circle as the globe of the skull. Like if you ever looked at a skull and you see there's like a big globe there, and then like the top part of the jaw and then the actual jawbone comes off of it.
Yeah.
So I'll draw the jaw section off of the circle. That manga drawing book that I sent you actually does it the same way. I find it's just an easier way to get what a human head looks like.
Well, it says, but it shouldn't be a 50-50 situation. No, it shouldn't. Part of it's probably my anatomy, you know. But, you know, I'm not going to literally draw it. Okay, let's measure this. This is, 3 inches across. Where should the eye be? I'm not going to take 5 years to draw a head or a face. And I'm exaggerating, obviously. What's the book, Metal? Asked Bullet. Timothy says that was a joke because the one on the chat was saying go and draw real people. Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, it was called Manga for the Beginner by Christopher Hart. And Christopher Hart's actually a very talented cartoonist. You can find some of his stuff on YouTube. Remember we looked up his channel afterwards?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll admit that for years, I was probably one of the best artists that I knew. Well, personally. Because, I'd seen DC and Marvel stuff, obviously.
Yeah. Well, even if you're not doing manga particularly, it's all stylistic things. A lot of the bases for how you draw this stuff is exactly the same. And even like artists who do things in, say, like the DC house style, still roughly draw their forms and figures and skeletons the same way, and then they change things to match the style.
Yeah. Yeah, Hart's been making those how-to books for a long time. Says.
Yeah, and I never learned how to draw using those how-to books. I actually had an art teacher. But when I go to the books, I'm like, yeah, that's already how I drew figures and stuff. So I have no problem recommending them to people because they do things very similarly to how I do it.
Yeah. Are you talking about, what are you talking about exactly for the books? The line thing?
Like just how the head is cut up, how you draw the form that your figure is going to be on.
No. Like, if you look at this, see, unfortunately, there's my problem. I have slowed down a lot than when I started this channel. But, I took a lot of time to draw this up. And there's a couple of mistakes because of when I decided to put bandages there. I tried to draw the rib cage from some reference pictures and all that. Then I'll fix that.
Yeah, it does definitely show that you took more time on that one, though.
Yeah. When I take my time, I I'm all right, decent. I'm not sure what you'd say. The quality. My problem is I think I'm too impatient. Even my Toxico the other night was half decent. I took a little bit more time on it, although the head's not great. But then again, it's a weird head too, so. True bullet. If I don't take my time, I'm wasting my time. I seem to go like this, up and down. I slow down for a bit. I'm not sure whether that be the hill or the valley. But then I speed back up because, I've improved a little by slowing down. And then, I think in my mind, I think I can speed back up. Alright.
Yeah, what Bullet says is measure twice, cut once.
Yeah.
If I would say anywhere that you can afford to be faster, it's in the inking process, because when you're quicker with inks, then things become more stylized. You just need to take a lot more time with the pencils and the foundation work.
Yeah.
All right. If everything's the way it's supposed to be with the pencils, then you can do all kinds of things with the ink. You can even get grungy. Like, I love grungy inking styles. But grungy inking style can't cover up for bad pencils, right? Like, the pencils underneath have to be good first.
Mallet says, but why do you speed up? That's the question. And I sort of answered it, but I can't be 100% sure. That that's for some, well, I'd say psychiatrist to answer or whatever. Gotta delve into my psyche. There could be lots of reasons. We would all appreciate better art. Yeah. But yeah, I think one main reason is, I start improving, so somehow, somewhere in my head, I've improved. Now I can go full speed ahead. But I've improved like a fraction of an inch. Not, like 10 miles I'm like improved. If you want to sell more art, you'll need to slow down. Start at the level of that mummy. Yeah. Well, this mummy, I'm going to be I'm not sure whether all the characters will fit on here from that thing earlier, but I'm going to try and add in a character a day, maybe 2, depending on when it is. So, like, tomorrow I'm probably going to try and get the Wolfman in here, this area. And then, there's going to be the Ghost and the Invisible Man, or Invisible Person. So that, they're possibly fairly easy. There's not as much detail on them as there is, say, this mummy, or say what the Wolfman type character will be. So maybe I do 3 characters that day. I don't know.
Well, you know what I think would help you, and I think I've told you this before, but you need to get in the habit of doing a gesture drawing before you actually start the skeleton or form to your figure. Because if you do a gesture drawing first, right, where you kind of get like the flow of the image, then your image feels more natural, right? Like the way the person's standing. They can get like a sway to them, or whatever pose they're doing. So you kind of just like do quick, almost tubes to figure out what the pose is, and then on top of that, you actually start drawing the musculature and figure.
Yeah. Well, Mallet, what I mean is for the Ghost, it's not like you're going to see a lot of hands and feet and body definition on the Ghost. It's like a white sheet over a person. You don't see a lot of detail. Now, I'm not sure whether that's the type of completely the type of ghost I'm going with. You know, let's see, Clip Studio.
Yeah. Which, I mean, especially if you ever want to draw comics, gesture drawings are great because it's the same thing as doing a thumbnail.
Yeah. You know, here's the ghost that I did. Right now, that looks like its hands. You know, my thing is more figuring out how to put the invisible person and the ghost in the same area without making the hands and feet look like they're part of the ghost. And, you know, just doing gloves and, you know, like some sort of maybe face mask and boots. There's not a lot of detail that you can do. Yeah, boots, yeah, you can probably get a lot of detail depending on if you do combat boots versus, you know, galoshes. You know, galoshes, there's not a lot of detail. I can't see the invisible person wearing galoshes. I'll admit that. Or the gloves or whatever. Hey, Lorenzo.
But like even that right there, right? Because those almost look like gesture drawings. No way you have kind of like just all these little they're not really silhouettes, but they're like abstract forms of the characters.
Yeah.
You do stuff more like that before you get down to the skeletal structure. Your drawings would improve a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I try and do the gesture, at least the, you know, like I do, you know, like that, and then I try and, you know, do something with the spine. However, I think it's gonna go because I think most people use, you know, that, you know, one main line that they do for the gesture drawing as the spine anyway. So
Yeah, a lot of times they do.
I think I'm there when I do that. I'm trying to combine two steps into one. Maybe that's bad. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't try to combine the steps if possible, right? You know, it's like do it and then act as if you're adding another layer, and then, you know, after the inking phase, you could just go to town erasing everything.
Yeah. I guess it's also because, you know, if I draw that line, that's going to be my backbone, and then so I'm cutting it in half right there, or whatever, you know. Or there's thing, and there's leg. Just trying wacky. I don't know. You're right. I probably should not skip a step. I don't know. Goulash. Shiz. It says Lorenzo. Yes, goulashes. Oh.
Oh, I do like some goulash.
Yes, same here. But when I go to do the Wolfman has a lot of detail. You know, the hair and all that. You know, it's a an actual person. You know, there's a lot of form into it. So, you know, I'm gonna try and take the same detail I did on the mummy. You know, and this mummy, I took a whole bunch of different pictures and put it together. Different things. You know, different versions of mummies that of that. Arlene says, I am enjoying listening to you all. Very informative. Well, that's good. I'm not doing as much drawing. I guess that could be good or bad. I'm not sure. And, you know, it's trying to figure out sometimes why you do the things you do, which can be hard. And then, I never went to school for any of this. I think the biggest thing I watched was, and I've said it before, how to draw the Marvel way. And I think that was my biggest influence.
It's not a bad influence. Because the How to Draw the Marvel Way is all about dynamics and stuff like that.
Arlene says maybe my stick figures will improve. Well, let's hope so, Arlene. That's the great thing about this stream. You never know what we're going to talk about and how it might help you. Or how it's going to come up or whatever. But we live in an age where you have access to unlimited learning resources, so you can always be learning. True.
Yeah, but dude, that's what I tell people all the time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've been learning other stuff. And I'm starting to watch these videos, And sometimes me just watching somebody do stuff, helps me learn too. Sometimes just
well, if you're watching a video to learn, right, you should be treating it like you're in school, right? Yeah. When the teacher's up on the board, you need to be doing your assignment at the same time.
Yeah. Timothy's other stuff. Well, my Christianity and all that. Fortunately or unfortunately, yes. I always say I've been doing this 30 years. Yes, I've been working on my stuff 30 years. But unfortunately, with very few people to push me to get better or push me to work on it, I haven't worked on it like I should. And I'll admit that.
Yeah, this is probably a very recent phenomenon, I would say, within the last few years when you've been doing this publicly.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, 2011 I put up some, a little bit before that I had stuff up on, GeoCities and then my Facebook stuff, and then, I got my website, 2015, and then 2017 I started this. Or 2008.
Okay, I think he misunderstands what you said in the first place. He said you could do anything and still be a Christian. That's not entirely true. There are some lines that you could cross, and you'd probably only be Christian in name only at that point. But no, you can always ask for forgiveness afterwards, though, if you actually change.
Yeah.
I think what you mean is studying theology specifically when you talk about Christianly stuff or going on mission trips and things that actually take your time away from learning how to improve your art, not just being a Christian.
Yeah. Doing stuff in my church, and I'm learning to, think, and, this public thing, I know you can do everything, almost anything, and be a Christian. And let's see, Arlene says, I found you because of the verses. That is what I saw, what I was searching. But I like there. Well, that's good. I'm glad you like the verses and all that too.
But for example, within recent memory, you had went down to Guatemala for a mission trip, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you can practice improving your art and stuff while you're actively working on a mission trip in Guatemala.
Yeah. Well, there's I could technically there's downtime there. I can well, if I had access to the internet, I could watch videos or I could bring a book to do stuff on off time. There is off time.
But it's just downtime.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of your time is being taken up by the work you're down there to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. And, and like I said, I didn't have anybody to push me. This getting on here and that has pushed me. Anybody, pretty much everybody that you meet that was here at the beginning, like 2 years ago, or just over 2 years ago, they look at my art then and now and they say I've greatly improved. Bullet says, don't help him make excuses. No, we're not talking about excuses. We're talking about what the past has been. Can't change.
Yeah, we can't control the past. We can explain it. All we can do is try to help Rick do better in the present and future.
Yeah. And I'm trying, things are motivating me. The fact that I've got my first issue out, that's a big motivator, and again, it's a sad thing, but I've tried to do this. Like I said, I've been trying to do this for 30 years, and I've had so many people flake on me, so it gets discouraging.
Oh boy, don't I know that.
Yeah. Arlene says, ooh, sketching in Guatemala would be awesome. Yeah, I did, but I think what he's talking about, although it was recent too, was Brazil.
Was it Brazil? I remember you were talking about Guatemala. I could be confusing the two.
Yeah. I went to Guatemala a couple years before Brazil on a missions trip.
But the Brazil one was more recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, I did a few head sketches even there, and everybody's like head sketches of people, and they're like amazed, there's stuff on my channel about that, not a lot for the Brazil one, and even less about.
You understand this, and I think anybody who's even semi-competent understands this, but the competency difference between people who don't bother drawing anything at all and somebody who even casually bothers drawing is so great that most people who even casually bother drawing are the best artists they know.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like I said, most people only knew me as an artist. They might have known one or two other people that might be better. I know there's this guy at my church named Jacob something, but yeah, he did this pointillism thing. It was phenomenal. Yeah, I did tell the Brazilian people about the Canadian Shield. I handed out a few of my trading cards there for free. Let's see whether I can pull this up. Quickly, some drawing I did there. I don't know where that's going wrong. Maybe you should film the next trip. That would be cool. Yeah, if I can. It depends on a lot of different things. I did take a little bit of video for it. There's one video on my channel. I edited it. Went around and got a lot of people to say hi or whatever. you know, and say their name. That would be from almost like a year and a half ago. If you go to my channel and search Brazil, I'm sure you would find stuff. Let's see whether. Just trying to. Just trying to. Let's see. JPG. Open that. Clip Studio. Now I want to see whether I can actually find the John and give of him. Open with Clip Studio. And so these aren't exactly the right way around, but here's a drawing I did of this guy here. I wonder if Dills is still watching, or did his wife kill him?
Man, neither of them are even facing the same way. You're gonna have people like getting whiplash, tilting their head back and forth.
Can we rotate? Counterclockwise. There.
And then that one would be clockwise instead. Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, there he is.
Yeah, I can see that. That looks like the same person.
And I did like 4 of those sketches, and I just gave it away to them. So
a lot of nations in general, Lorenzo, have a lot of restrictions on photos. Most of them don't have a First Amendment right on free speech like we do. And our free speech right also has the freedom for the press, which would involve personal recordings.
that is pretty good. Still, that's a good drawing. I'm certain the Middle East, the African nations have restrictions on. Was it a whirlwind romance? So there's another picture of him.
That looks to be the picture you actually used as a reference. Or, you know, he was in that pose.
Yeah. Well, I think this could have been taken after, and he went into that pose, you know, because I showed it to
just
him.
to make it match?
Yeah.
Timothy wants to know, who is that, Rick? It's somebody you knew down there? Is it like a pastor or something? Or?
Yeah, he was the head of the mission stuff for like all that area. he was actually supposed to be at my church like just before this pandemic hit. Oh,
So he's like the outreach guy.
yeah. He's very charismatic. I'm trying to think of his name.
Yeah, well, you would want the outreach guy to be very charismatic. I mean,
Yeah.
it comes with the job requirements.
Yeah. Did you ever see him again? So, I almost seen him, like I said, about a year ago. Or, like 6 months ago.
Oh man, dude, it has felt like a whole year, hasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'll even show another picture. Trying hopefully. Two of the other ones that I did, but it's just seeing whether I got a picture of the people. Open Clip Studio. Oh, Rick, we are having a radio battle. Rick, we are having a radio battle competition. I'll show us one of him. Just trying to find this other lady. See whether I got a photo of her. Oh, right there. Open with Clip Studio. Well, I saw a post on the Lag Monster. Says lagging. Probably because I'm opening up some pictures. There. We should stop. The lagging should stop now. Rotate. Okay, so there is. Let's rotate that clockwise. Okay, so there is. There. I saw a post on Mew that said, I'm not setting my clock back because no one needs an extra hour of 2020. Good one, Arlene. Can you see me? What did you
What?
Am I still lagging or do you know?
No, I mean, you're fine for me. I just checked like a second ago, and it's only a couple seconds behind, like normal delay.
So yeah, there's that one, and then let's see. This needs to be rotated. And that is him. She looks different. She looks different from the source material. Oh, maybe I didn't. Well, what do you think? Mallet? Not mallet. Metal? For this one with this one?
That she looks close enough.
Yeah. I think this one was a bit rushed to make sure she had it before the end.
It kind of looks like halfway between her and Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Him And that's more a straight on shot. Rick needs to come with terms of how he feels. So, yeah, I did a few drawings down there, and stuff like that. I went through these a couple years ago. I'm not sure if anybody would want to see me go through these again. There was an online text role-playing game I used to play where if someone's computer disconnected from the server due to lag, a message would say the player was attacked by a lag monster. But it is actually past that time.
Oh, is it now?
So, you want to promote their...
Yeah, because nobody ever goes there, but I'll still promote anyway. Everybody go to xtimeischaos.com, where I have several stories for you to engage with, whether you like comics, literature, or even just want to dip into the world itself with the characters and denizens of said universe. You can have fun for hours at xtimeischaos.com.
Okay. Well, thank Metal for coming on, and thank everybody in the chat for coming by, chatting. I hope everybody's had a good time. It's been fun. We will tomorrow night. We'll be playing Phantasy Star Online. Me and Metal. Anybody who has it that wants to join in with us can. You do not need to be on the panel to play. You can just be offline. Playing your character will go as a battle. Show the pastor. What pastor? Mom? I think she means a couple I've done of Steve and all that. Pastor Steve. I can show them tomorrow or whatever. And also, Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Going to be having an auction here. Hopefully Metal will be here. I'm not sure who all will be here. I will be letting a few people know so they'll come and try and sell their wares, and maybe if you have some money, you can come and try and get some wares. Yeah. Well, I do that from time to time, Timothy. Draw more real people. Okay, so we'll catch you all later. Bye for now. God bless. Love you all. Have a great and wonderful night.